All right, man. So next game on the list, we have interesting one near and dear to your heart. We have Carolina +5 at Green Bay, Brad.
I think that Green Bay covers.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
yeah, I do. I think they're going to bounce back and have a great day. Um, Last week was just I
It
don't
happens.
remember. It happens, right?
Yeah.
Just like once a year you get the crap beat out of you. You don't know how it happened, and then once a year you beat the crap out of some team and you don't know how it happened.
You're right. You're right.
Like out of nowhere, like those two games will happen every season. And I
Unless you're the
think last
Cincinnati Bengals, but yeah.
Right, right. I,
Yeah.
I mean, I'd like to think that last week was just one of those days where it got away from you, or before you knew it, you weren't as ready as you should have been, and you move on.
So I do these, Brad. You know this too. I do these deep dives after we do this. These are kind of the quick, cut ups, the pick against the spread, and then I take a number of games this every week, and I dive deep. And I looked at that Chargers Green Bay matchup after we spoke, and I thought, wow, the Chargers statistically, like if you look at the matchup, they actually match up really well against Green
Yeah.
Bay. And so I was actually expecting a little bit closer of a game than when you and I had first talked on Tuesday. I was not expecting Green Bay just to get, basically wedgied for 4 quarters. And that's
They
kind of
did
what
get
happened.
wedgied,
Yeah,
man.
they
They
got the
had
swirly, they
nothing.
got the wedge, they got everything. But you're right though. This is a good team.
It is a good team. There's nothing wrong with the Chargers, and they're underperforming.
They are.
I mean, they were supposed to be competing with the Chiefs for that division.
And if you
I
had
mean,
paid attention to this Chargers defense, they've been playing pretty well.
right,
Right.
right.
So, it's not all that shocking. What worries me about Green Bay is they have some troubling statistics. I think it's their third down percentage. I'd have to double check. If for anybody who's watching, I'm going to have a deep
I mean,
dive in this game too.
offensively,
Yeah, their third down percentage is a little iffy, and
not
maybe
great.
I think their red zone percentage is fantastic in terms of getting touchdowns, but the third down percentage was iffy. And so then you think about, oh gosh, if a team can get them into like third and long, do they have the plays dialed? But anyway, let me talk about Carolina for a little bit. Carolina comes out, and I thought that they were going to have their hands full with Tennessee, and they throttled Tennessee. Now, Green Bay is
Yeah.
a lot better than Tennessee, I think, but I think this is a close game. I do think the Packers rebound. I do think the Packers win by like 2 points, 3 points, but 5 to me is a lot, so I'm going to take Carolina to cover the game, cover the spread. I'm going to take Green Bay to win the game, and I think it's going to be a fun game to watch because
Yep.
Carolina's defense is good, man. I think they match up well. I think they have a nice pass rush, and I think they force turnovers. That's what you want out of defense. And it's hard for teams to stop Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, I think McCaffrey has the chance to have a great
Yeah,
day
yeah,
because Green Bay's defense, however great, vastly improved from last year, gives up big chunk plays
yeah.
sometimes.
And that
Still,
and that McCaffrey will live off that. I'm looking at his projection. He might be. I'm looking through. He is my number one projected running back this week, actually, against this Green Bay Packers team, and I have him getting the end zone 2 to 3 times. So the Packers are going to have to put up, I think, more than 24 to win this game. In fact, I wrote down 26-24. So, but they can do that. From a fantasy point of view, I don't start Allen. I do start McCaffrey, as I said. I think you can start Moore. I don't start Samuel. I do start Greg Olsen. For the Green Bay Packers, I like Aaron Rodgers, but he's more of a fringe start for me this week. I think this game is all about Aaron Jones and what can he do against this Carolina defensive line. I think Jamal Williams has a chance to get in the end zone this week. I like Davante Adams. I'm glad to see that he's not on the injury report this week. But somebody in Green Bay, they have to step up at wide receiver behind Davante Adams. I was looking
yeah,
for.
well, yeah,
Go ahead.
right. The last two starts for Davante, Philly, and they haven't lost or they haven't won with him in the lineup all of a sudden.
Yeah,
And I'm sure there's no correlation to that, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah. They need
what's
something.
happening with him in there? They need something for sure.
Valdes-Scantling, I was looking for a little bit more out of him. They need something. You know who really impressed me? Is it Lazard? Is that how you pronounce his name?
Yeah.
He's
a big
he
dude.
looks good. I think he should be the number. When I watch these games, he pops every time he's in
Yeah.
the game.
Right,
Rodgers
and I
likes
agree.
him. He's a big dude. I like him.
But I agree. But I think you just take last game and
Yeah.
you just
Chuck
you,
it.
you
Chuck it
wad
to
it
them.
up and you chuck it out, and then you use a 15 game sample set
Yeah.
for
Oh,
how
yeah.
they really are.
You're right. You're right.
I think so anyway.
Yeah, I agree. And my computer, my analytics, to your point, once you kind of take the emotion and all that stuff out of it, my computers do line up for Green Bay pretty convincingly. So there you go.